Hello students. In the previous sessions we have discussed about three types of eye defects: myopia, hypermetropia and presbyopia. Whenever you ask a person about his sight, he may say I have 2.5 or 2.0, something like that. So how is he able to tell? You have a formula for it, for power of lens. P is equal to 1 by f. If f is given in meters, or P is equal to 100 by f if f is given in centimeters. And the unit of power of lens is diopter. You usually write D. For example, a person has a sight of power of a person's eyesight is 2D. Then what is the focal length? You have P is equal to 100 by f. 2 is equal to 2D, because it is 2D I am writing 2 here. 2 is equal to 100 by f. F is equal to 100 by 2. F is equal to 50 centimeters. This 50 centimeters is the focal length of the lens that is used for to correct the eye defect whose power is 2D. That is the meaning of it. Next, in our next topic you have about prism, finding refractive index of a prism. Before going to that, we shall discuss some terminology based on prism. Right. What is a prism? Prism is a transparent medium separated from the surroundings by at least two plane surfaces which are inclined to each other, making certain angle with each other. Let us say this is the prism P, Q, R. Let us say light is incident on one of the side of prism at point M. Then this represents the normal at this point. It gets refracted here, and once again it gets refracted, goes like this. Now let us call this point as M. Here this N represents normal at, this line represents normal at N, and this line represents normal at M. Now this is called incident ray. This is called refracted ray, and this is called emergent ray. This angle A is called angle of prism. The angle between PQ and PR, this angle is called angle of prism. You extend incident ray and refracted ray behind, whatever angle you get here, this is called angle of deviation. So you have certain terminology here: incident ray, refracted ray, emergent ray. Again, the angle between the normal at this point and the incident ray is called angle of incidence. The angle between the normal and the emergent ray at this point is called angle of emergence. So this is about the terminology. Let us discuss once again. The light ray that is incident on one of the side, that is incident ray. Once it moves into the prism, it gets refracted, so this ray is called refracted ray, and when it comes out, it is a emergent ray. Now extend incident ray and emergent ray behind, what angle you get to one side, that is called angle of deviation. Now the angle between PQ and PR, this angle is called angle of prism, denoted by A. Here these two lines represents normal at M and normal at N. I1 represents angle of incidence, I2 represents angle of emergence. These two angles represents angle of refraction. R1 represents angle of refraction at the first refraction, R2 represents angle of refraction at the second refraction that is happening here. So this is about the terminology of the prism. Next you have an activity based on the prism. Now this activity is used for finding the refractive index of a prism. What you have to do for this activity is, you need a prism, white chart of size 20 by 20 centimeters, Then you require pencils, scale, protractor for doing this activity. Now what you should do is take a white chart, place the prism like this so that the bottom of the prism is the triangle, and draw the outline and mark it as PQR. Let me take the triangle itself. I'll take a bigger triangle so that it will be clear. Let us imagine this board as a white sheet, and let us say this is the triangle PQR. This is the angle of prism. Now what you do is mark 2 points M and N. Here mark a point M. See that a light ray is falling at M, making an angle of 30 degrees with the normal using the protractor. See that it makes an angle of 30 degrees. Then this light ray gets refracted. Now try to observe this ray from the other side of the prism. Wherever it appears to be in straight line, draw one more line. For this, what you can do is you can fix 2 pins here. From this side onward, from the other side of the prism, try to observe these 2 pins, and wherever they appear in straight line, draw another line and fix 2 more pins here. So this represents the incident ray, this represents the refracted ray, and this represents the emergent ray, and this is the normal at point N. Now for different values of I1, you get different values of I2. That is, for different values of angle of incidence, you get different values of angles of emergence. Also extend the incident ray and the emergent ray, you get different values of D. So you are noting down I1 value, I2 value and D value. Now what happens is, as you increase I1 values, you will notice that D1 values first decrease and then it increases. There will be a minimum angle you will get different values for I2. Now at a point where you have minimum deviation, let us say X is the angle of minimum deviation, you will find that angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence. Let us say 50 is that angle of minimum deviation. In that case, you get angle of emergence also as 50 degrees. Now what you do is you draw a graph by keeping minimum deviation on Y and angle of incidence on X. You get a graph like this. First the angle of incidence keeps on decreasing, later on it keeps on increasing. At minimum deviation, you observe that I1 is equal to I2. That is about this activity. We shall discuss the next topic in the next class. Right.